Hello, everyone. Let's see, would it be? Okay. Ooh, that's good. Okay. Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. I just posted. First off, I was watching a video of someone um, that. Oh, and I should probably put that interview that I was watching. I want to put. Wait, let me. Hold on. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. Okay. Let me make sure y'all can hear. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna keep. Let me just show you guys real quick the interview. So that's the interview that the videos that I got from. You guys can go watch that. How to heal your brain, or here. I'm sorry. Heal your brain. How your gut secretly controls. Y'all can just type. It's from Deep Dive with Ollie. Y'all can watch that. Okay, now I want to do. Okay. So, all right. So I just wanted to address. So recently I did a live about. Um, Recently I did a live about, you know, pills is not of God. And then because Lecrae was talking about how he has ADHD and he takes pills, and he was like, pills was just that one for him, and pills was like, you know, what would he do without pills and stuff like that. And that it just misled a lot of people. So I did a video about pills and how it's not of God, and how it start. I was talking about how it starts in the gut with what you eat and everything. And so I was watching this interview and about gut health, because I'm on the process of cleaning my gut and everything. Um, and I was watching this video, and the guy happened to talk about ADHD and gut, because I mean you really can't talk about the gut without talking about how it's linked to like your brain and your body function and how you operate. So I'm just gonna play this 3-minute clip. I have two other videos outside of this one that I'm gonna play. They're not long at all. And y'all can hear from the dietitian's mouth that taking pills by itself is not the one all be all. Um, y'all just gonna hear it. So, what can I do? For example, as a proxy for people listening to this, my poo is fine once a day. You know, medium brown color, not overly smelly, I think, but everyone likes the smell of their own poo apparently. But obviously, I want to kind of maximize my performance and my focus. And actually, one question we get so often from our audience is people struggling to focus. And I think often people are like, I struggle to focus with my schoolwork or with my whatever web design side hustle. I must have ADHD. As like,
an immediate option, but I wonder if there's gut stuff we can do before we get to that point.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, your gut health is, so because your gut is constantly communicating with your brain, again, if your gut is not happy, things are communicating differently, but also you could just not be producing enough serotonin for various different reasons, or your gut might not be sending the right signals up to your brain. So you might have, if we looked at your microbiome, and it's certainly not necessary to do that, we can do this in clinic without testing. If we looked at your microbiome, we might find that you've just not got enough of these bacteria that are doing this particular important job with brain connection stuff. So what we would suggest then is to really optimize the gut. And you know what happens, Ali, as you know, is when people are busy and they're working too hard and they're doing a side hustle and everything else is high pressure, or they've got a family and everything else, people tend to make their diet quite small, not necessarily in terms of volume, but the types of foods that they're eating. So they might end up eating the same types of foods on repeat. What I see is people, there's kind of two camps here. The people who do like the meal prep stuff and they eat the same foods 5 days a week and they think they're being super healthy, eating sweet potato and broccoli every day. Or you have the people who are just living meal to meal prep, you know, Itsu, wherever they're going every day, the same sorts of things, but just various different places and nothing's particularly planned or thought through. And inevitably, both of those ways of eating have an impact on your gut health, whether you feel it in your gut or not. So that way of eating limits the types of fibers that your gut bacteria are being fed. And the most important thing for your gut health is that you're eating 30 different plants a week. So trying to eat loads of variety of different types of plants. That includes fruit and veg, but also nuts and whole grains, different types of grains. We're super fixated in this country on like oats and wheat, but actually there's so many different types of grains that our gut really benefits from. So when you're busy and you're struggling and you're eating meal to meal or you're eating the same foods on repeat, what happens is your gut health, your gut sort of function might not change, but your gut health is inevitably not optimized. And that's when you can have these problems with lack of concentration, focus, energy, getting bugs all the time, that kind of stuff. And really interestingly, your gut bacteria communicate with your hypothalamus, so that bit of your brain that controls things like cortisol production. So really early in your life, your gut bacteria dictate where your sort of HPA axis is set, so how much cortisol you release under given circumstances. And we all need some cortisol, right? But we don't want loads and loads of cortisol because we've got loads of anxiety and stress all the time. We can really struggle to concentrate and to focus. So we can use our gut bacteria to try and reduce that and make things a little bit better in that department. We can use them and harness their powers to get more serotonin, which helps with better sleep and concentration and focus and all those important things, those happy hormones. And we can also just try and calm down those messages from our gut to our brain, which are distracting our brain all the time. And your gut bacteria are going to be saying, we need more plants, and you're going to be not reading that properly and giving them more sushi, and that's not quite what they want.
Castor oil. It's been
Oh
around
my
forever.
God.
Your grandparents probably used it.
Okay. So that's the first video, okay? Literally what she was saying was the truth, okay? Like, he was like, okay, I have ADHD. Do I instantly go to supplements? No. Like, it's linked to your gut health. And your gut is sending triggers up to your mind. That, like, it's sending triggers up to your mind like, oh, you're sad today, you're depressed today, you have anxiety, you have ADHD. Like, no. You need to clean your gut. A lot of people say if you don't eat meat, then your number 2 won't smell. No, it's in your gut. It all starts in your gut. You can be eating healthy, but if you're not feeding your gut and creating a good environment for the good bacteria, that's when your gut is thrown off. You know, your pH balance is thrown off and stuff like that. So it's like, don't just immediately, and that's the thing about some of these therapists and doctors, is that they would instantly put you on a pill instead of going and doing research about what is your lifestyle eating like what are you eating on a regular basis. Food determines how you feel. If you eat fresh, if you eat veggies and fruits and you eat clean, you're going to feel good. But if you eat McDonald's and you eat fried foods and you eat these crazy processed foods, you're not going to feel great, you know. So that's and that's why God was speaking through me about, don't just run to a pill, because at the end of the day you're still going to have the problem, because you never got to the root of the problem. And the root of the problem is you need to change your gut. This is a second video. I'll just have you guys watch it.
This is an oversimplification that changing up what you eat can have a massive impact on your focus, productivity, performance, happiness.
Absolutely.
Because all of those things are linked. Gut, brain, everything.
Yeah, fundamentally. I mean, and proven in amazing research and science, yeah.
What kind of research has been done on this? I guess I'm thinking healthy people rather than people with official gut problems.
Yeah, so the amazing work of John Cryan is a really good place to start looking at this stuff if people are interested, and he's written an amazing book called The Psychobiotic Revolution. So psychobiotics are these gut bacteria that communicate with our brain, so they're the ones that we're particularly interested in when we develop the Heights Smart Probiotic, for example. So work that's been done in that area to start with in rodent models, they used a model of an autistic mouse and a model of a non-autistic mouse, so a sociable mouse, and they took the microbiome, so they took a sample and gave the microbiome of the autistic mouse to the sociable mouse, and the sociable mouse starts to show autistic traits, okay? And when they swap them over, the autistic mouse starts to become a sociable mouse, just because its gut microbiome has changed. So that was the early work that they did, trying to understand how much our gut microbiome is impacting our mental health, our mental performance, how our brain is working. So similar studies to that have then been replicated in humans, in other places. And to be clear, that autistic spectrum disorder stuff in humans is so complex, and we can't replicate that exactly in humans as yet. But there's certainly something going on there, which is what we generally learn from rodent studies. We've also got some great data showing things like increase in production of serotonin when we use particular probiotic species. There's great data showing that using particular probiotic species within treatment diets and things like that, so within treatment within studies, in controlled studies, improves anxiety, depression, all of these kinds of symptoms. And wider nutrients within this world, if we think about things like omega-3s and B vitamins, they've been used in place of anxiety and depression medications, SSRIs, that kind of stuff. And they work as effectively in some people some of the time in studies. So we can use all of these things. And a similar work has been done with the two of the strains we use in the Smart Probiotic, in terms of seeing whether they work as effectively as common antidepressant, anti-anxiety medications. And they do. So much so that there's health claims on them in Canada that people can say these are definitely shown to improve anxiety and depression. So there's great data. It's a young field of research, but it's super exciting, and it's very solid research just showing the magic that we can harness from our gut.
So I mean, this is just, y'all. This is from a professional OG in the game. She's been doing this for 50 years. I mean, there's people, which is crazy that there's people on social media, saying how, oh, how I lost this much weight, and people are, you know, I mean, I'm even thinking twice about like cow's milk and stuff, like people just going off of trends and everything, like, and it's just when you hear from someone that's an actual certified person that she has spent over 10 years in school learning what she's talking about. And I mean, research, like, y'all can go watch the interview. I showed the video name and everything at the beginning of this live. So when I save it, you guys can go back and watch it and see it. And it's a 2-hour interview, but it's so impactful and it's a must watch that you're not even going to want to turn it off, because you're going to be, now they do have a British or UK accent. So sometimes it's kind of hard to understand what they're saying, but when you really listen with informative ears, you'll hear every single thing, because she was dropping facts. Her name is Sophie Medlina, I believe. I know her first name is Sophie and her last name is Medlina. Sophie Medlina, dropping straight facts. I mean, dropping straight facts. And y'all, like, everything is based off what we eat, how we feel, this is why God said in his word that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. What's inside of you comes out. So if you're thinking how, in a negative way, you're going to speak negative, you're going to do negative, So, I mean, and the one thing I don't like is that they do research in rats and they compare rats with humans, but at the same time, they take the same, microorganisms that's in a human, they put in a rats, and they see how in our body, if it does this to rats, just imagine what it's doing in a human body, you know. And y'all, it's just, I don't even have much to say on this because y'all, the proof is in the pudding. It's this is my last video.
That was tasty.
This is my last video. I thought I would have more to say, but I really don't have more to say. There's not more to say. It's all in what now, I was having acid reflux and I was taking acid reflux pills. But I'm also changing my lifestyle eating. That's another thing that they were talking about as well with, the acidity in your stomach and in your gut. And that's one of the things that that's one of the things that she talked about in this interview was the acidity in your gut. And I'm like, wow, that is linked to acid reflux. And when you have too much acid in your stomach, and hence why you have acid reflux, it's because you have an unhealthy gut and you have more bad bacteria than you have good bacteria. Y'all, so y'all have to watch this interview. It's just. So this is the last video.
To what extent can I just be like, you know what? I accept all this stuff, but I can't be asked to change my diet too much. If I just take the appropriate number of supplements, I'm good, right?
Yeah, no, it doesn't really work like that, unfortunately. So we need to think of supplements as being like the icing on the cake, right? So we still need to do the foundational work if we want those supplements to be working for us. So it doesn't matter how many pills you pop. Ultimately, if your diet is terrible, you're really stressed all the time, you're not looking after your mental health, you're not exercising, you're not looking after your body, you're still going to struggle, you're still going to suffer. So you need to be doing some of those foundational things and then taking your supplements on top to try and get things in line. And with probiotics, that's even more important because you can take as many probiotic bacteria as you like in capsule form or as kefir or however you want to. But if you're not feeding them with plant fiber when they get to your colon, they're not going to survive. There's nothing there for them to eat. So we have to make sure that we feed them when they get there. Some people will put prebiotics, so food for good bacteria, in their supplements, but actually need quite a lot of that prebiotic fiber to make any difference. And actually, the best way of getting that prebiotic fiber is from your food, from the food that you're eating. So it's really important to encourage people to still maintain a healthy diet, look after the other things, because we need to do all the things, unfortunately.
So with all this being said, y'all, it's all in the gut, and people, will get offended, and people have gotten offended. Not on my channel, like I haven't gotten any bad feedback, but people just have people that are just running to go do pills, and people that are running to go take pills from their doctor, from their therapists and stuff like that. If they're not asking you about your gut health and what you eat, I mean, that's their job, is to really pretty much get you on a prescription, because they're not a dietitian. And that's one of the things too she was saying in this interview, was that a lot of people on social media are giving nutritional advice and dietary advice, but they are not certified. And that's one thing that people need to take heed of. Like, you're going on YouTube, you're going on the internet, and you're getting all these advices from other people and what their story was and what their walk was. But like, why haven't you gone to see your doctor? If you go see your doctor should give you a referral to go see a nutritionist. When I went to go see my nutritionist, I got a referral. And it was a Zoom call, and this was during COVID. And I got a Zoom call with her, and she told me, we talked about, because I went AWOL. Like, I totally went left. Like, I went from having a high carb diet to me eating just straight carrots and whatever. And she was like, my body went into a shock. I literally ended up in the hospital. From Sunday, I was eating all healthy all the way till Friday. and my cycle came and I was in the hospital like that. I mean, literally blacked out. Blacked out. Couldn't I didn't see I said I rode in an ambulance and they took me all the way to the hospital because I literally blacked out. I mean, seriously. And my sugars were low and they were like, what? And they were like, you just really almost killed yourself because you are trying to. And at the time, I didn't even know that there was this trend going where people were eating healthy after, but going cold turkey off of a high carb diet. I didn't know that that trend was going on. And there's so many trends that's going on that people end up in the hospital because they're, taking these antidepressant pills, but yet they're not eating carbs, or they're taking antidepressant anxiety pills and it's like those type of medications you have to take with food. And like I was saying before, a lot of those you're going to be geeked up, like you're going to be on a high, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like if you can change your body without having to take supplements, that's most important. And there's also a segment towards the end that he was asking her about, how can one person, make a capsule, because some celebrities are making supplements and they have no medical history, no nutrition history. They are not certified at all, and they are literally making their own version of pills, right? And it's so crazy that I heard that part because I was just watching my girl on Instagram. Her name is Felicia, and she does different voices and stuff like that. And she was making, not I won't say making fun of, but she was doing a voice of Kourtney Kardashian, and she was talking about her supplements and how her supplements gives her energy and all this other stuff. And then to hear this interview about um, celebrities making supplements and giving them out to the general public, and and they're not even like, they were talking about you can go to the manufacturer and say I want this and that, and the manufacturer will be like, oh, why don't you add this in there and add that in there and add all these different things in there to make this concoction, and then they're selling it. I mean, y'all, it's absolutely crazy. And I'm telling y'all, like, if you literally do your research, first off, the first step you need to do is go see your doctor. If you are, if you're not eating right and you want to start eating right, you need to start eating right. Not if you want to, you need to start eating right. You need to go see your doctor. Okay, I'm already knowing the lifestyle that I need to be on because God already gave me a wake up call 2 years ago when I ended up in the hospital. So I was on a Mediterranean diet and I'm right back on that Mediterranean lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So I'm eating fresh. I'm eating clean, and I'm also having carbs and veggies at the same time. I'm having a balanced diet. So I don't. And also, too, people be saying, oh, if you're bloated, that's not, after you eat food and you're bloated, that's not normal. Your stomach should be flat. That's another thing, too, she addressed. That's not true. It's inevitable that when you eat food, you're going to be bloated. That is, especially if it's not like a painful bloating, that's just the good bacteria feeding off of the food that you're eating, and it it's giving good. That's a good thing, you know. You just need, I would just say, before you jump off the deep end and you start taking all these different pills, go to your doctor and go see a nutritionist. Don't go see a dietitian because that's the person that's going to just, if you want to lose weight. But if you want to see a nutritionist about, how to have a healthy lifestyle, you need to go see a nutritionist. Um, but y'all, just don't settle on taking pills. Don't just settle on taking pills because taking pills is just not, it's not the one all be all. And like she said, pills are like the icing on the cake. You have to build a foundation. And then if you want to get some extra B vitamins and you want to do that, that's cool. But just to take that and then go about your business, no. So I just want to talk about I just wanted to talk about the videos that I posted before anyone has any type of whatever. And honestly, people are going to have people in the comments were, I guess she was getting rude comments. I don't know. But people don't like to hear that. People don't like to hear that, oh, my antidepressant pill, it's helped me from being depressed. No, it puts you on a high to make you think that you're not depressed anymore, but you really are, because you haven't took care of the root issue, which is your gut. So I hope that you guys go back and watch that full interview, and I hope that you guys go talk to your nutritionist, because I'm quite sure they'll be saying the same thing. So if you guys haven't got it, well, I mean, you guys just watch the videos right here on my live. So, but show it to somebody. Show them. You don't have to watch this live. It's posted on my channel. It will be posted up. I'm not deleting nothing. Y'all could go back, show your family members, get on a healthy regimen, get a relationship with God, pray, seek God's face, seek Jesus, seek the Holy Spirit, eat healthy, eat right. Go back and watch that interview. I'm about to save this live. You guys can go back to the beginning and watch where I put the where I showed you guys the title of the interview and everything, where I got the videos from. And you guys go watch it. This was recent. This was 6 months ago. Y'all watch it. It was literally done last year. Go watch it. Go talk to your nutritionist and do your own research, and you'll see that it's not the cure is not in the pills. It's in what you eat. And that's what they're not telling you on the market. They're not telling you about the healthy foods that can cure cancer, that can prevent cancer, that can cure cancer. They're not telling you it's in the gut. They're not telling you that. They're not going to tell you that, because that's how they make money. That's how the pharmaceutical money makes. That's why the pharmaceutical company is $1 billion company, because they don't help people in a situation. They treat people in a situation. They keep you suppressed on those pills and make you think that those pills are working, and they're not. They're just feeding whatever is happening in your body, your depression, your ADHD, your anxiety. It's not helping it go away. It's helping it stay there and just keep eating. Like, but I just hope you guys go back and watch that interview. Go to your own nutritionist and ask them. So until next time, I pray that you guys have a blessed night. And yeah, until I come on live again, or until I drop another video, I'll see you guys later.